Hey everyone, Captain Paladin LP here. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk. This is kind of abbreviated, but I'm going to kind of bring up a few things that has happened over the weekend. And yes, I have recently turned 28 years old, so yes, this is a post-birthday episode. So I had a really nice time with the Versus, and we did like 2 episodes of the Versus, and kind of update on that. I pulled into second place on that, so we are hunky-dory on that, but I'm still trailing Noah, formerly from Cloud Lucky 2, I guess. He no longer is doing a YouTube channel, but I am only trailing by 7 stars, so it's going to be one heck of a race getting back to see if we can catch up with first. But anyway, a few things I wanted to bring up, and this kind of... first of all, I want to get some serious news, and then go to what has happened over my birthday and such like that. So, the serious business stuff first. I have received one comment already about Nintendo claim IDs, and virtually it was nothing new. It says, yes, Nintendo has the right to claim, and yes, they do. And from a business, I've mentioned it. I don't think you saw episode 1 of my Let's Talk feature, but, yes, Nintendo has every right to do that. And granted that they have the copyrights and all that fun stuff, and they can literally shut me down. Well, not they can, but they can force me out of business, or more or less, because I would not be able to continue, more or less. So that's that on that front. Let's see here. I guess more or less what I'm trying to say is, this is kind of a business where I assume all the risk, and that's what Let's Play. And I am partnered through RPM, but I told him, I don't remember his screen name, and I won't mention it, but given that this is, I am assuming all the risk about Let's Playing and risking my computer, and through malfunctions and all that stuff. That there's a problem because, my computer can easily crash, very easily. And I won't have any revenue. And even my other job, I have to make ends meet. And this is kind of a, second thing, partnered through RPM, and this is something I like doing. Something that I've always loved to do is to play video games and such like that. And I think I'm going to take attacking Toucan's side, even though I'm generally on the Jep Squad most of the Versus episodes they do, but I think it was attacking Toucans that mentioned that he gets tired of people saying that this is all about doing money for the money. Well, he kind of has a point there too, because this Nintendo ID claim can put him out of business, and he would have to work at a real job at a restaurant or something like that. So it's kind of you get into these arguments between for the love of things or for the money, and I think Tyler likes to do things for the money, and I think he loves video games without a doubt. I mean, I don't blame Attacking Toucans for doing this for money, because he is one of the big leagues in terms of Let's Playing. But I really can see it, even though it's not what I kind of endorse, because I have issues with corporations and such like that, because yes, they do have the right to make money. Corporations have the right to make money, and sometimes you have to trim morality with your ability to keep a business going. And that is something I've had to wrestle with my entire life, believe me. But from Attacking Toucan's perspective, yes, this Nintendo content thing can hurt him, and he could be out of business too, in terms of what his content and quality is. And this is, I've listened to so many other podcasters. I've listened to so many other people, about this issue, and there's arguments made on both sides, and if you're just for one side or the other, which sometimes I do admit I'm kind of on the morality side of Let's Play. I kind of think Nintendo shouldn't do this. I think it's just a bad business. It's bad for business, more or less, because what it is just scraping at the bottom of a barrel when that the economy is still recovering as it is. Not many people have a Wii U, so they're forced to make choices. Nintendo's forced to make choices where they had to, go find some other source of legal means to get their revenue. Okay, you could take Nintendo's side if you believe in that. But at the same time, you got the other flip side. This kind of stuff, kind of hurts your PR. It kind of hurts, the advertising for your games and advertisement, by word of mouth versus, between other people. So it's kind of like, this situation, it's a lose-lose, I think. Because, if Nintendo doesn't get its money, of course, it's going to hurt its company, and they're going to have to do cutbacks and all kind of stuff. But at the same time, if they do go through with this, they're going to lose probably some potential customers. And that's, for small Let's Players like me, I don't have the authority or any, grounds to appeal these content IDs, because really, some of the other guys who has, connections with the developers and such like that. I can't remember. There's a few Let's Players who have connections with other companies like Valve and other companies. So, really, there is nothing more than a lose-lose situation that is happening right now with Nintendo. Because with a stagnant economy, the economy has not recovered fully, and you also got the sales of the Wii going downhill. It's, for small channels like me, it's not exactly what you call, a winnable, situation. So, and even the big timers, some of the big leaguers, bigger LPs say it's not so good for business, which is understandable. But at the same time, it is just you're just scraping it at the bottom of your car seat for change when you do this. And I kind of quote, I think, if I can find his channel, I would be able to tell you who I got this information from, because I think the TotalHaibut, or whatever his name is, I'll just post this. It's Total Biscuit, the cynical Brit, is what it is. I can't remember YouTube. I'll post it on the description if you want to know where I got this information from. But yeah, I mean, it's really a very sort of interesting position us Let's Players are in right now, especially with the possibility that other companies might follow the bandwagon on this kind of thing, because corporations, their livelihood is to make money and use the money for whatever they see fit. In given that our capitalist society evolves around these corporations, our destinies in the hands of a group of people that really may or may not know what they're doing, pretty much. I mean, I want to have faith in what Nintendo's doing. I really want to. But, when you stop losing faith in your customers, I think that's where you go wrong. And I think Nintendo ought to be very mindful of that, because when that faith is gone, it's gone. I mean, you can do anything in the world to try to win that heart back, but once it's gone, it's gone. And that's the last thing I want Nintendo to do. But given that my occupation as an accountant, sometimes it takes you to grow horns just to please your master, and sometimes you're not in a very good situation. So and I keep referring to me being as an accountant for this, because yes, you have to be willing to go along with these decisions, and given I've had one accounting job in my entire life, and it was a temporary position, and morality seems never to sink in with my own morals, and that's kind of a thing where you want to not want to think, because you heard of what happened to Enron, you heard of what happened to Arthur Andersen. If you guys don't know, you've heard about Enron Company, what happened to them, I think in the early 2000s, about their company. I mean, they've been basically robbing the company. The executives have been robbing their own company, and they strayed away from the mission, and they paid Arthur Andersen, who was this, accountant, was willing to do their bidding, pretty much. And then both the executives, had to dissolve the company. I don't know if it's still existing or not, but they had to let go of their employees. They had to let go because of the stupid errors their corporations make. And I don't know if, the Nintendo in Japan completely understand how capitalism really works, given that, they're just new into this kind of democratic kind of thing. Japan's just a new democracy, more or less, because, after World War II, but, they're relatively new to democracy. But even in this one, we're still kind of, relatively new. But each time I'm having to, explain one of these things, I'm having to put myself in the issues of an accountant, and I can think of the scenarios and this from the LP's perspective. They do have an argument, but also from Nintendo's perspective, they too have an argument. And I don't know what one of my commenters mentioned to that, but I knew this already. I mean, granted, he didn't have to be sarcastic. I guess I could just get turned off by sarcasm. But he, I really appreciate his subscription, but I think he kind of told me what I didn't know, which I already knew. I mean, I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid about business law and stuff like that. So, but as far as the future of this channel, I don't know where we're going still. So, that's always a thing that I'm just a small channel. I, can actually, leave this at any time, assuming all the risks that I take, but this is just, an interesting concept as far as when it comes to this podcast, that I'm actually telling you how it is. And most of you are 13, 14, 17, and I'm sure there's some of you that are just as old as I am. Some of you are older than me, well, hopefully ones that are older than me understand it more than probably I do. But in any respects, though, you know, this is one, you know, thing that probably won't go away anytime soon, because it all depends how the other corporations want to take this. The bigger channels, the one that is more popular, because they'll probably survive because they probably have the most close networking skills, which is great. More hats off to them. That they were to achieve this ahead of what they have accomplished, and hats off to them. I mean, I'm not jealous or anything, but I'm just telling you how that is. I guess I'm not what you call the girl gone gamer. I'm not like her. Even though I think she ought to do a little more Let's Plays, because I think my critique of Girl Gone Gamer is that she, I think, is more social based, which okay, that's great, but I think she ought to come back just a little bit, into the actual games. I mean, I think she just built her life around just this social, and I don't think she doesn't do any Let's Plays. I've seen her do, like Slender, and that's it. I haven't looked all through her videos, but at the same time, I would like to see some actual games, because you're a gamer too. So I mean, this is just, I feel that she ought to be doing that, which I have judged around that critique, of course, but I mean, that's how she makes her livelihood. Then whatever. I mean, but I've seen other channels that actually do well, like Chugga Conroy. I mean, he has quite a bit going for him. And there's some other good ones that I've met across the way, and I appreciate the ones that I met that are just starting out, especially IMAR92LP. What About Gaming? And Noah, he recently decided to leave YouTube for just a little bit, which is fine. Understandable, because this is kind of a tough business, and he's had some problems along the way. So, I mean, I do encourage Let's Playing. I mean, I'm not... Of course, I want to compete, yes. I mean, that's what we did our versus for. I mean, we compete who's the better player and who's the better gamer, and that's what we did on Super Mario 64. That's what we're doing. We're here to compete. And I think every channel should have like a versus kind of thing, because that's just increasing the networking of what our Let's Plays are all about. So that's all I really got to say about content IDs. I'll post the link of his recent thing about his vlog about the Cynical Brit. What I'll do is I'll post his blog. He has a better explanation of what is going on as far as LPs and the content ID from Nintendo. So I will post it at the bottom in the description. Other news, I guess I will say, let me bring up and see how much time I've actually gone. About 18 minutes, so I'll go ahead and kind of speed this up a little bit. I really appreciate all the birthday wishes. This has been really one better birthday than probably most birthdays. And other birthdays, it has been really, depressing. And just recently, I'm actually doing pretty well with the friends I have made, through, the Let's Play community, because I've got to know some people. Probably, my girlfriend got jealous, which she is extremely jealous, or my ex-girlfriend rather, since we're not talking anymore. I think she got extremely jealous, and that's, I guess, what really went wrong, and I'll just mention this here, and as far as me and my ex, I guess, I drifted into another world, apparently, and She is over in the Philippines. I'm here in the United States. She's over there with her job. She's making more money. But at the same time, she apparently got stuck over there, and I can't go over there because I have obligations over here in the States. I can't do anything about it. I kind of wish I had a girlfriend right now, but at the same time, it's sort of like, right now I think it's just best if I just stayed single for a little bit longer. I guess it's just too much. I think both of us missed the physical aspect of our relationship. And yes, the emotional one we had to deal with, but I know this is probably too, for the younger viewers, are too explicit. I don't know if I want to say go to explicit, but more than you want to know. But at the same time, it was probably the best decision because I'm not. It's too much to me to worry about her over there, where my needs are over here and my obligations, and I'm trying to meet them, but I got a sick family here. You never know when one of my parents could die at any moment. Well, this is one of those things because, my dad and my mom are not, they're well at some points, but they do have their moments where they're in the hospital on a somewhat constant basis. And I guess it was just, I needed, more support in the here and now more than having to wait. And that's how it happened. And I'm not going to argue about it because it's just, one of those things that you wish circumstances were different, and I wish they were different. And I want to do what's right and what's best for my self and for my family, and maybe there is another girl. If you're a professional, it's probably helpful because I'm still working blue collar jobs myself. Plus, I'm doing this, and I guess I would feel better if I don't know. The weight was just killing us, pretty much. And she decided that she didn't want to talk to me, or unless I got off my butt and went over there, and I had no way of getting over there into the Philippines. So I told her, if you're going to walk away like this, I'm going to walk away too. So that's the end of that. It's kind of the last thing I wanted before, my birthday. But I'm through. I'm just through. I am just, she was my type and everything, but at the same time, I just didn't want to wait. I couldn't wait. I don't think neither of us could have waited. So anyway, enough about that. Other than that, I think I'm going to end it here. So thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate your support and everything. Continuing on, I think as far as my upload schedule, I am going to try to upload something tonight, which will be this video. Probably in addition, I'll probably do another Rampage. I've had some issues with Super Mario Sunshine, because I spent was up to like 4 a.m. trying to get to 30 coins and Bianco Hills, and one of the coins, I had one of the coins right in plain sight, and I just didn't get it. I went through all the guides and everything, and even looked at Chuck and Conroy's video, and I still couldn't find it. but it turned out I didn't do one thing that I thought I had done. So, anyway, the 30 blue coin mission, it will probably be episode 9 of Sunshine. Episode 8, what I did is, in that episode, is I just continue on to get a couple of shines. So, that will be that on that. So, I will release both Sunshine and this video tonight, and I guess I'll end it here. So thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate those who have networked my channel. I really appreciate those who spread this channel around, especially my closest friends, and I really thank my Versus buddies for being good friends and all. But thank you guys for listening, and I don't know when I'll podcast again, but I will try. I don't know how often I'll be doing this, but probably once a week maybe. Now that's a new thing. This Let's Talk thing is a new thing now. So, alright, well, thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys in the next video, whatever it may be. So, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.